Welcome once again, my dear friends. This video will be the second half of a build we have titled The Little Lady. In our first video we covered the structure and mechanics. In this video we will be covering the aesthetics and some minor additions and upgrades. We are excited about this one, my friends, so let's jump right in. We began with some cardboard templates to help us fashion wooden fairings for either side just under our tank. Once we were satisfied with our template, we transferred it onto a piece of single ply and used our jigsaw to cut out two identical wooden fairings. Then we screwed them in place. Meanwhile, along the saddle we decided to grind off the excess tube coming from the forks. Now we were going to perhaps use this tube to mount a backrest to, but we have decided this might obstruct a person's mounting options, so also we came up with an acceptable solution. To cover the back springs, we found an alternate saddle that was wider and simply installed it over the rear springs. Simple enough. Next we drilled holes through our welded square tubing at the rear to mount our caster wheel to, which will be our connection point for our cargo trailer. We quickly painted the back a primer gray to consolidate all of the various colors. About this point we were tasked with taking in the recyclables, a perfect opportunity to test the little lady's trailer hitch and performance under an actual load. Well, gentlemen, it was very awesome. Earlier we had to change our sprocket to a 44 tooth, and the loss in top end was alarming. If you have ever ridden a tractor, the experience is quite similar. And yet, when it came time to haul a trailer, that is where the design truly shined. It wasn't terribly fast, but the way that this little motor was chugging away so steadily, no matter how much we slowed down, was definitely impressive. Anyhow, we continued the build by taping together a cardboard box which represented our air intake, wide in front and slanted towards the motor. We taped them to our wooden fairings, and then we used some expanding foam sealer to blend our tank and form our actual intakes on our wooden fairings. This step was extremely messy and frustrating because the foam kept wanting to slowly fall off. Next time we do this, we will definitely staple some chicken wire to help form and hold the foam in place, sort of like rebar for concrete. Anyhow, once it was actually set up, the foam was extremely solid and surprisingly light, exactly the qualities we are looking for in this application. We shaved it down to roughly the shape we thought would look good and lend to the aerodynamics. To fill in the empty pockets, we decided to use a mixture of wood glue and sawdust. We felt it would be inexpensive and adequate to fill in the voids, while also being easy to work with and sand down. Shaping, forming, and sanding these fairings took a couple days and was a bit tedious, but the ultimate result was quite satisfying. With practice, we feel we could definitely become more efficient in the use of this process. We did not find the cost prohibitive either. We still have enough wood glue and Bondo to do this maybe one or two more times. So $50 for those, besides a can of foam spray to create fairings for at least 2, maybe 3 bikes, is an investment we are willing to make. Sure enough, especially considering the performance of this rider, we feel it has more than earned its upgrades. Once we were satisfied, we sprayed everything with our gray primer, followed by a coat of flat black, and finished with a coat of clear lacquer for durability. Once we are able to invest a bit more, we plan on adding something like this to the sides, just for looks. Finally, as to the rear wheel, we were able to allocate a proper hub adapter with a 34 tooth sprocket. Also, after digging through our bicycle pile, we found a better quality rear wheel of the same size. The increase in performance was extremely evident. Now, let's talk about the difference between stock exhaust and the upgraded MZ65 style exhaust. Like night and day, my friends. If your build is for a child, then by all means use the stock exhaust because it honestly feels like a child's ride. However, since we are adults, we will definitely look for a way to upgrade the exhaust. The only problem is that with the lowered saddle position, the MZ65 becomes inconvenient because the exhaust is directed towards our lap and saddlebags. So we will have to look around for an alternative. In the meantime, my friends, thanks for watching and may the God of Heaven bless you. This is Soggy, signing off.